Good afternoon. Welcome to the 121st Convocation of the University of Windsor. Convocation is about to begin and our graduates will soon enter the Convocation Hall. Before we begin the festivities, there are just a few housekeeping items that I'd like to go over with you. In the event of an emergency, there are exits clearly marked throughout the facility. As a courtesy to our graduates and all of you, our invited guests, we ask that you silence all cell phones and leave them off throughout the ceremony so as not to spoil anyone's experience. During the conferral of the degrees, the names will be read for each graduate. As the name is announced, the student will approach the Chancellor and President for a greeting and a photograph on stage. Doctor of Philosophy candidates will be escorted across the stage by their dissertation advisor or a member of the Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research. Grad images will be taking photos of your graduate as they cross the stage. We ask that you remain in the guest seating area and please respect our ushers' instructions. The University's Special Constable Service are present to ensure the ceremonies proceed without disruption. Should there be any issues that arise, please remain seated and follow the instructions given. Last but not least, enjoy your day. This day has been years in the making and we're so proud of each and every one of our graduates. The student procession is about to begin. Please rise if you are able. For our invited guests, the Brown Bear Singers and traditional dancers, who will lead the celebration for the graduates while acknowledging the First Peoples of this territory. At the conclusion of the procession, I will return with a few more remarks. Please be seated. Thank you to the First Nations elders and staff who have cleansed this space with sacred medicines to help us honor the ancestors that were here before us. If you have not already done so, please take this time to silence your cell phones. I ask that all graduates, friends, and family remain in the seating area until the conclusion of the ceremony. Now, please direct your eyes to our video screens for a short video.
It all began with a decision, a choice that brought you here to the University of Windsor. You came from near and far, and so began your journey of academic work and self-discovery. Some of you made your first step towards independence and responsibility. You made personal and academic breakthroughs, big and small. In hallways and lunchrooms over coffee and late-night studying sessions, you formed friendships to last a lifetime. You found your people and your purpose. You wore your blue and gold. Your journey wasn't always easy, but it was always worth it. Because here you are. Today is your day. You made it. Thank you for choosing the University of Windsor.
The faculty will now enter the auditorium. Please stand if you are able for the arrival of the Chancellor's party.
afternoon. I invite our Indigenous elder, Dr. Myrna Knasway, to bring opening greetings.
Good afternoon. Wanabashon in the Wemaganaduk, Ishkote Makasan Kwan, Dishnakas, Mondo dem, Bekadunan and Dunjaba, Budawadami Odawa, Nishnabi Kwanda, Niswi, Mediwan. I introduce myself to you in my language. I'm Fire Moccasin woman from the Loon clan. My father's the Budawadami part of me, and my mother's the Jack or Crane clan. I live on Wakejunan territory, which is north of here. We're the Delta, where the Lake St. Clair and the St. Clair River meet. And I'm also a third degree Medewan. So I just like to say that much. I'm really appreciative of all of you here, and I'm appreciative of these young people that have taken the time to improve their knowledge and their wisdom, so that when they get out there, that after today, they will utilize all the tools, all the skills, and all of the relationships they have met and worked with here at this university. I'm really proud and honored to be here this day. I'm also proud and honored to allow these beautiful individuals an opportunity to sit down while we remain standing, and we're going to have an honor song for them and their accomplishments. So you can sit down right now, please. I'd like to ask the Brown Bear Singers to sing this song for these graduates. Oh, Chimigwech, for that beautiful song. I'd like just to open with a prayer now. for all of these ones that are here and for all of us in this place. So if you can take time to focus your energy, take time to focus on your thoughts so that we can connect as one people to the Spirit that watches over all of us. As I do this prayer, just take time. Abba Shumashumas, Ishkote Makasin Kwandis Nikas Mondodem, Bakajanon and Dunjaba, Budawadami Odawa Nishnabi Kwanda, Nisvi Medawan. O Chimigwech Kashemnado for this most beautiful day, this most wonderful life. Chimigwech for all that you have given us, from the sky world to the earth plane to the underground, for all those things we see and all those things we cannot see, for the wind, the rain, the ice, the snow, the rocks, and the fire, the four-legged, the two-legged, the winged ones that fly in the air, things that crawl on the earth. Chimigwech for all the trees and the grasses, the medicines and the herbs, the fruits and the vegetables, for the animals, the four-legged, the two-legged, the winged ones that fly in the air, things that crawl on the earth, things that swim in the water. I say Chimigwech and Mami Gwendam for all those things. Chimigwech for all the colors of man around the world, for all of those spiritual leaders around the world, for all their songs, their ceremonies, their drums, their shakers, those spiritual leaders that guide us in our daily lives. I say Chimigwech for the sun that travels across the sky during the day, for the moon that travels across the sky during the night, for our most precious earth, the one who provides us the sustenance that we need, the water we drink, the air we breathe. I say Chimigwech to her for doing her work to help us on our journey while we're on this earth plane. I say Chimigwech. Chimigwech to all of you who have come here to open up your hearts, your minds, your spirits, and your souls for these beautiful individuals who wanted to do this for themselves and for the world. I say Chimigwech to you for helping these graduates be here so that we all can share as one mind, one heart, one body, one soul, and one spirit to do the work that we were intended to do. I say Chimigwech to you. Nikanagana. Thank you. I just like to say one more thing about the earth and all these beautiful women that are here present, that the blessings that you carry with the water you carry brings life here to this creation. It brings life not only to you, but it brings life to us, because female life are the only ones that can bring forward life here on this creation. Just a reminder how precious our female life is on this earth. I say Chimigwech to you, Nikanagana, all my relations.
Please stand for O Canada.
Patriot love in all of us
I declare the 121st Convocation of the University of Windsor open. Please remain standing while Ray Darling, University Registrar, delivers the traditional acknowledgement and reflection.
Good afternoon. We acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional territory of the Three Fires Confederacy of First Nations, the Ojibwa, the Ottawa, and the Potawatomi. As we make this land acknowledgement, it is important that we continue to do the work to address systemic and historic injustices that Indigenous people have experienced. Thank you.
Please be seated. I now call upon our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Robert Gordon, to address Convocation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Chancellor Haddad. Hello and welcome to the University of Windsor's 121st Convocation ceremony. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our Board of Governors, members, Alumni Association, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, family, friends, and of course, our soon-to-be new graduates. As you will experience today, the University of Windsor has integrated many Indigenous aspects into the ceremony. Thanks to the efforts of both Indigenous and non-Indigenous faculty, staff, students, and many, many community members. Special thanks to Elder and Dr. Mernick-Dosway, the dancers, drummers, and smudgers for your leadership and for sharing your traditions with us. This ceremony also reflects our university's commitment to sustainability, including our goal of attaining carbon neutrality by the year 2050. We have reduced the size of our printed convocation programs by nearly 80% this year, saving approximately 300,000 pages of paper. Thank you for your support as we work together to create a greener university campus. Today, we gather to celebrate our students and the family, friends, and others who have supported you during your time at the University of Windsor, both here at the Todo Lancer Center and virtually online through our streaming program. It's truly a privilege to welcome everyone as we commemorate this significant achievement in your lives. Each of you have traveled a unique path to get to the University of Windsor. Whether you came from around the corner, across the province of Ontario, or around the world, the journey that brought you here to Windsor and the experiences that you've had during your years on campus have become part of what makes the university the special place that it is. A university community thrives on people. Our shared experiences and relationships drive our transformation and success year after year. As we celebrate this significant milestone in our lives, we acknowledge that your journey at the University of Windsor, like every university in Canada, has not been without its obstacles. Presently, the higher education sector and the world at large are facing profound challenges. In times of global uncertainty and unrest, we believe in your ability to make a difference, to foster understanding and empathy wherever you may go. This is at the core of the university experience. Universities are stewards of knowledge for present and future generations. They should be champions of free thought, providing a sanctuary for diverse perspectives, open dialogue, and the exchange of ideas in a safe environment. As such, universities carry the vital responsibility of upholding the rights of freedom of expression and peaceful assembly, even when it proves challenging, uncomfortable, and even contentious. Rather than adjudicating among differing opinions, universities must ensure people can express their viewpoints and feel safe and valued. The University of Windsor is unwavering in its commitment to these principles. We encourage our students, staff, faculty to engage with and learn from one another, promoting greater understanding. We must remember to listen to diverse viewpoints with open hearts and minds, and to always foster an environment of respect, humility, and empathy. This commitment is integral to celebrating our graduates as a university community. Throughout this week's convocation ceremonies, we'll be honoring more than 5,100 new graduates who collectively form the University of Windsor class of 2024. This afternoon, however, we celebrate you, 446 graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. At the University of Windsor, the pursuit of learning in our ever-changing world has pushed us to rethink how we operate. We have made progress, but there is still considerable work ahead with new challenges and opportunities in front of us. This has set the stage for a fresh focus and direction for the university, one that builds on our history and allows for new and exciting opportunities to come. Guided by our strategic plan, Aspire Together for Tomorrow, the university is dedicated to becoming a more innovative and inclusive institution with a primary focus on its people. We certainly hope that you will continue to be part of this process as new alumni to our institution. To the parents, family members, and friends joining us this afternoon, I can certainly see the pride you all share in our graduates. It's your dedication that has made everything that we celebrate this afternoon possible. And I want to personally thank all of you. Today is also your day. So congratulations and thank you. I also want to extend gratitude and recognition to the dedicated program instructors and incredible administrators who have taught and supported our new graduates during their time at the university. To our graduates, this afternoon, after you walk across the stage, you will join a network of more than 160,000 University of Windsor alumni from more than 148 countries around the world. You are not just receiving a degree from the University of Windsor, but also joining a true global family. Today symbolizes a new beginning. Take all you've learned, experienced, and achieved here, and please build from it. Whatever path you choose, exert your talents, seize opportunities, and please leave your mark. So on behalf of the entire University of Windsor community, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
It is now my privilege to ask Cheryl Collier, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, to present the honorary degree.
Good afternoon, graduates, Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, faculty, and honored guests. It is my extreme pleasure to present to you today Alan Gregg for a University of Windsor honorary degree. Alan Gregg has had a long and impactful career as a Canadian pollster, political advisor, television interviewer, and political pundit spanning several decades. If you are someone with a particular interest in politics, you likely have seen, heard, or read Alan share keen political insights in a variety of news, media, or more likely as a former contributor to the popular CBC National Television News weekly panel At Issue. Alan was born in Edmonton, Alberta, and went on to study political science at the University of Alberta, as well as at Carleton University in Ottawa. In 2012, he later returned to Carleton to serve as an adjunct professor in the School of Public Administration and Political Management. His pioneering career in and around the field of politics began in the 1970s when he worked as a pollster first in the United States and then in Canada, where he founded Decima Research, a joint polling and public relations firm in 1979. Alan worked on several political campaigns, including the 1979, 1984, 1988, and 1993 federal election campaigns for the Progressive Conservative Party. He also was a key figure in the 1992 National Charlottetown Accord referendum. In 1995, he co-founded the Strategic Council, a market research and consulting firm geared more towards business than politics, but he continued to comment on political affairs in both Maclean's Magazine and on the CBC News. I remember watching Alan during the decade he served as a frequent member of the At Issue political panel. For political scientists like myself, At Issue is must-see TV. I always personally really appreciated his commentary and found his insights to be both intelligent and thoughtful. He also was a bit of an atypical pundit who looked a little bit more like a rock star than a political commentator, so he stood out a little bit. It is perhaps not surprising then that Alan also spent time as co-manager of the Tragically Hip, very popular Canadian rock band, some of you may know, and founded a record label, the Songcore. He also served as the chair of the Toronto International Film Festival for a period of 5 years and hosted the popular current affairs TVO program, Alan Gregg in Convocation, that interviewed authors, artists, and cutting-edge thinkers, including Adrienne Clarkson, Malcolm Gladwell, and Salman Rushdie. Between 2007 and 2014, Alan served as chair of Harris Decima, the successor to Decima Research, and he is currently a principal in the leading Canadian public affairs firm Earnscliffe Strategy Group, where he lends his considerable talents and expertise in research-based strategies and campaign management to a variety of areas, including crisis response, framing and reframing public debates, as well as managing clients' branding and reputation over the long term. Alan is also the recipient of the Public Affairs Association Award of Distinction and is an inductee into the Canadian Marketing Hall of Legends. He currently serves on General Motors of Canada's advisory board and is a past director of the Public Policy Forum, the Art Gallery of Ontario, and the Writers' Trust. He is a founding shareholder of Canada's Children's Network, YTV, and he also served as chair of the Walrus Foundation. And probably most importantly, I just found out at lunch, he's a huge cat lover. For those of you that are cat lovers, you'll understand. Alan Gregg has had and continues to have an impressive impact on Canadian life in a variety of areas, including in politics, the arts, and business. According to his bio with Earnscliffe, he has a unique and valued talent for helping people get to the heart of any issue and then find an effective way forward. He is a respected researcher, strategist, and social commentator, and an inspiration to many who have followed in his footsteps in political polling. Madam Chancellor, it is for these reasons and many more that I present to you Alan Gregg for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Just stay here, stay here. You're going to get footage. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the Province of Ontario, and in accordance with the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Windsor, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors here and elsewhere thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Doctor. It gives me great pleasure to call upon Dr. Alan Gregg to address Convocation.
Madam Chancellor, Chair of the Board, Mr. President, graduates, honored guests, including my own, my wife and partner, best friend, Sharon Salson Gregg, and 6 colleagues from Earnscliffe Strategies. They're 6 of the smartest people I've ever encountered in my life. They are 6 reasons that I get up every day and go to work today. And if that wasn't sufficient testament to the high regard I hold them in, I want to tell you something else about them. And that is, while they're all my guests here, I did not invite one of them to come. They insisted on coming. They got on the train in Toronto, they got on the airplane in Ottawa to be here and share this day with me. And of course, proud parents, thank you for this great honor. And thank you, Dean Collier, for that kind introduction. Not only was it very gracious, but I imagine it offered some fairly significant relief to many parents and students who were watching the stage horrified, wondering, how could an extremely fit homeless person get a convocation gown? And what is he doing up there? So fear not. There's no question that I'm old, 72 years of age, and you're young, getting ready to set out on the next great adventure of what undoubtedly will be an exciting life. But given that disparity of age, what possibly could we have in common? And what could I say to you today? When the president of the university first invited me here, I thought about this a lot. And the first thing that came to me was that we share and struggle, old people and young people, under age-based stereotypes. Old people are not supposed to be open to or excited about anything new, including new ideas. And young people are considered to be too inexperienced and otherwise consumed with their youthfulness to care about the world or want to change it. And then protests exploded across North American campuses. So much for the notion that young people don't care about the world or don't want to change it. And then I thought about my own time at university in the late 1960s and 1970s. Vietnam, Students for a Democratic Society, the Black Panthers, the rise of feminism, Kent State. You know, my generation desperately wanted to change the world too. And we did. But unfortunately, we were pretty good at making it bigger and not very good at making it better. So let's talk about changing the world by making it better. And I want to do that today by discussing productivity. Productivity? Don't think I don't see you rolling your eyeballs there, saying to yourself, oh no, with everything going on in the rest of the world, here goes old grandpa at Sunday dinner, boring the crap out of all of us by going on and on about a topic that nobody cares about but him. But if you're thinking that way, you would be wrong. Because far from being alone, almost all economists, policymakers, and business writers today are obsessed with the topic of Canadian productivity. Here's what our federal minister of finance said recently. She said the Achilles heel of the Canadian economy is productivity and innovation. And then she went on. This is a well-known Canadian problem and an insidious one. Similarly, just a couple of months ago, the deputy governor of the Bank of Canada declared productivity, I quote, a Canadian emergency. So why should the arts, humanities, and social science graduating class of the University of Windsor care about this particular insidious emergency? Well, classic economics tells us that there are really only two ways to grow an economy. You either have to get more people or you have to get more productive. A growing population means that there are more people making things, buying stuff, and paying taxes, and that means more things for sale, more purchases being made, and more government revenue that can be spent on things we need and value. Increased productivity means that the existing population becomes more efficient and generates more output, leaving the total population wealthier. And so begs an additional question. Why should we care about economic growth? We have to care about economic growth because shrinking, recession, means going backwards. And those most likely to fall behind tend to be those who are the most marginalized and already struggling in society. In other words, growth is the foundation of progress upon which we can build not only a bigger, faster, and fatter economy, but also one that offers more opportunities for a better life for all. So, what does this productivity thing look like? For sake of example, suppose Canada was comprised of a population of 100 people, that's all, for simple math. And that population, or our economy, generated $100 in economic output every year. That would mean that our annual gross domestic product was $1 per person, $100 generated by 100 people. Now, let's say that something happened to make Canadians more productive. And that population of 100 started to generate not $100 of economic output, but now $150 of economic output. Now, the per capita gross domestic product would go up to $1.50. And as a country, we would be 50% richer than before. Next, let's ask ourselves, what does that something look like that could cause a rise in productivity? To use an example from the past, but at least is understandable, let's say there was a ditch digger who shoveled dirt with a manual shovel. Over the course of a typical day, she would dig up 1 ton of dirt with her shovel. But then her employer bought her a backhoe, trained her how to operate it, and now she digs up 10 tons of dirt a day. The former ditch digger would get special training to operate the backhoe and presumably would be paid both more as a result of her newfound skills and hopefully to participate in the increased income that the employer was generating now. In fact, when the employer invested in that productivity enhancement technology, she calculated that not only would she make more profits, but the productivity enhancement of that backhoe over that manual shovel and of 10 tons a day compared to just 1 ton a day of dirt was so great that she would be able to buy another backhoe and hire even more workers and make the business grow even more. Pretty cool, eh? Are you starting to like this productivity thing? Man, who wouldn't? But you know what? That's not what's happening in Canada. There's a reason that the Minister of Finance calls productivity an insidious problem, and the Bank of Canada says we're facing a productivity emergency. It's because Canada's productivity record is abysmal. For all the other things we do well, productivity is terrible. And it's not a new problem. Over the last 40 years, the Canadian economy has grown slower than most other countries in the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And it's not like this problem is predicted to go away anytime soon. The OECD also predicts that over the next 35 years, Canada's economic growth will be dead last among the 40 most advanced nations in the world, dead last. And it's also not like economists and policymakers haven't studied the problem or reached a consensus on what levers have to be pulled if Canadian productivity is to improve. Indeed, Canada struck a half a dozen different task forces and panels, commissions, to grapple precisely with this problem going back for almost 25 years. And what these task forces and panels have repeatedly told us is that they believe there's a formula for how to increase productivity. Businesses have to invest more in equipment, technology, and research and development. We need more venture capital to fund new startup businesses. And we need more skilled managers to scale up these businesses so that they can be competitive both domestically and around the world. We have to retain more intellectual property instead of selling it off to foreign interests. More students have to be enrolled in science, technology, engineering, and math programs, and we have to graduate more PhDs. That's the formula for more productivity. And over this period of time, governments had thrown tons of legislation and billions of dollars trying to make precisely those things happen. We have spent billions of dollars in tax incentives over the last 40 years to induce businesses to invest in research and development. We have an Investing in Canada plan. We have a Canada Investment Bank, an Innovation Bank, an Infrastructure Bank, a Business Development Bank, an Export Development Bank, an Innovation Super Cluster Initiative, and a Global Skills Strategy. We have all of these things, all initiated and funded out of taxpayers' money. In fact, corporate subsidies, either through tax incentives or direct funding and loans, equal about $50 billion a year. That's slightly under 1/2 of the total amount of corporate taxes collected by the federal government, and it's almost as much as the federal government transfers to provinces for healthcare. Indeed, Canada is recognized as having one of the most generous systems of innovation and R&D support anywhere in the world. But as the record shows, none of it seems to be working. In fact, the recent study by the C.D. Howe Institute, much respected nonpartisan think tank, declared that 80% of these subsidies produce absolutely no economic income for the average Canadians. Here's what the Globe and Mail concluded about the findings from that study. If 4/5 of corporate subsidies are inflicting harm, then scrapping them would both deliver an economic boost and free up tens of billions of dollars of money. And if that's not bad enough, at the same time, public corporations share buybacks are at an all-time high of $70 billion last year. This means with all those profits, business is not buying new backhoes, they're not upgrading the skills of their workers, they're not hiring new employees. What they're doing is they're buying back their shares with all those profits, $70 billion from the open markets in order to enrich existing shareholders. So productivity hasn't grown while all these programs have been put in place. It isn't growing, and it isn't expected to grow in the future. But while all this effort and money was being spent on productivity, something else did change. And that is what's called our Gini index, which measures social inequities. It has skyrocketed, and the gap between rich and poor has expanded shamefully. Why? Think about it. Who are all these productivity programs for business, startups, PhDs, or R&D centers aimed at? Society as a whole? No. The fact of the matter is that the unstated goals of these measures are intended to prove our productivity, are aimed at making the best get even better. Remember the hypothetical example I used to describe productivity when I talked about Canada having a population of 100 people and it generated $100 of economic wealth for $1 per person? Well, in my business, in research, we call that an ecological fallacy, where the math is accurate in aggregate, but it creates a picture that is completely false at the individual level. What I'm saying here is that we all know that if there are 100 people in Canada and wealth of $100, there's no way in the real world that each of them has $1 and shares in that aggregate wealth equally. In fact, do you know what share of Canada's wealth is in the hands of the top 1%? Just slightly under $25. Not $1, just slightly under $25. So the reality in this $100 economy isn't that each of us has $1. One actually has 25. And the further fact is that the poorest 40 at the back of the line, have only $1 between them all, or about 2.5 cents each. And the top 20% control almost 3/4 of the nation's wealth, and that is who these productivity programs are aimed at. You know, it's a cliche, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result. So why don't we try something different to create more wealth and progress for Canada? Let's call it creating a moral economy. Earlier on, I said that traditional economic theory dictates that only there are two ways to grow the economy and create more wealth: increase your population or increase productivity. Well, that may be true, but there may be a different way to do this. Instead of taking the best and those who are thriving now and trying to give them incentives to be even better, what if we tried to make people who are not contributing as much as they could to the economy and give them more opportunities to be more productive and play a larger role in society and the economy? Let's begin this experiment. We're going to go on a little trip here. Bear with me. With a sad fact, one that should be particularly poignant to you folks at this particular occasion. And that is, believe it or not, every year between 200 and 300,000 young people drop out of high school. And the evidence is irrefutable. There's nothing you can do in this life that has a higher return on investment than education. In fact, there's a straight line relationship between every additional year of post-secondary education and a rise in income and personal wealth. So what if, as part of our new productivity plan, we decided to make sure, at a minimum, that every Canadian at least graduates from high school? That doesn't strike me as being too high a bar. According to Pathways to Education, a volunteer, not-for-profit organization dedicated to that very goal, eliminating dropping out of high school would generate somewhere between $38 and $107 billion. What do you say to that goal? Yes? Anyone with me? Yes to that goal? Right on. Okay, let's turn to Indigenous peoples in Canada. Indigenous adults in Canada have an unemployment rate that's 10% higher than non-Indigenous Canadians. Closing that gap right like that would add 100,000 new employees. to the Canadian workforce. You want to make the population grow? There's one way right there. And while we're at it, we can set out to close what is a 15% wage gap between non-Indigenous and Indigenous peoples who are already working. If that happened, the National Indigenous Economic Development Board estimates that it would generate $27 billion or an additional 1.7% growth to our GDP. What do you say to closing the Indigenous employment and wage gap? I say, hell yes. We can do it. Then, an experience, if not many down here, some of your parents have. Let's talk about new Canadians. There's no question that we've hit a bump in the immigration road over the last few years, but I've got every confidence that we will fix what looks to be a very temporary problem. Because the fact is that our historic immigration record is the envy of the world, and for many nations, the model to be replicated. And that's because over the decades, we've attracted an incredibly high caliber of immigrant to our shores. Of the 7.5 million citizens who were born outside of Canada, or about 22% of our total population, 55% of those new arrivals to our shores have a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to 28% of the Canadian born. It's almost twice as likely to have a university education, new Canadians. Yet the evidence shows that only, get this number, only 38% of university-educated immigrants work at a job that actually requires a university education. As a result, there's an 18% wage gap between foreign-born and Canadian-born of equal qualifications. Some evidence of the cause of this points to outright discrimination, but the more routine problem is that employers and regulatory bodies often are unable or unwilling to assess how foreign workers' experience or credentials compared with Canadian standards. Consequently, there actually are Indian physicians driving Ubers in Canada. RBC Economics has calculated that if these barriers were eliminated and new Canadians of equal qualification were paid the same as their Canadian-born counterpart, that would boost GDP by 2.5%, or about $50 billion. What do you say to eliminating the new Canadian wage gap? You know what I say? I say, shit, yes, do it. So let's turn to one more thing. For over 40 years, and this one's gonna make some of you really mad. It's gonna make my wife really mad, let me tell you. Female enrollment in post-secondary educational institutions has outstripped male enrollment. And yet we've already reviewed the straight line relationship between education and income. So why is it that the female labor force participation, the percent that are actually working in the workforce, is still 10% lower than males? And why are women of equal socioeconomic status, education, and qualifications still paid an average of $7,200 less than their male counterparts? There's an answer to this that we all know. It's because women continue to be forced to choose between family and work. And the very presence of that choice, the very fact that that choice is known, creates workplace discrimination. Not only would we make better decisions and have a more civilized work environment if women took their rightful roles in the C-suites of corporate Canada and on the work floors of Canada's manufacturing facilities, but closing the male-female participation rate difference would add almost 2 million new employees to the workforce. And according to consulting firm McKinsey, ending gender pay inequality would add $150 billion to the economy by 2026, or about 7.5% to our national wealth. So how about enabling women to play their rightful and equal role in the economy? Huh? What do you say? I had something different written down, but I say F yeah. Hey, and parents, do not be alarmed. If your children are going to change this world, the F word is going to become a major part of their vocabulary counter. So, let's do some quick math and wrap this up. No more high school dropouts. Somewhere between $38 and $107 billion in new productivity. Indigenous people in Canada employed at the same level and paid the same as non-Indigenous workers. Just a little under $30 billion in additional wealth. New Canadians qualified and being certified for the work and educational experience that they've attained and are being paid accordingly. Almost $50 billion. And let's end gender, pay, workplace participation and equity. And while we're at it, add another $150 billion to our gross domestic product. The total for these four things, somewhere between $268 and $317 billion, or a 12 to 15% increase in the total productivity capacity of our economy. And make no mistake about this, the argument I am making here is not merely about social justice or doing what is morally right. It is willfully economic. If we follow this course, maybe we can be a richer nation with more national prosperity and a significant higher per capita GDP than we have now. And that is something that's in all Canadians' self-interest. So graduates, change the world, please. Thank you. Right on.
Thank you, Dr. Gregg, for your insights and for challenging all of us to do our part in Canada. It is now my pleasure to invite the Provost and Vice President Academic, Dr. Robert Aguirre, to make the presentation of the Student Awards.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, faculty, staff, graduands, and invited guests, the Board of Governors medals are awarded to the graduating undergraduate students who have achieved the highest academic standing in the faculty. The medals will be presented by Helga Rydell, Chair of the Board of Governors of the University of Windsor. From Interdisciplinary Arts and Science, Sydney Youssef with great distinction. From Communication, Media, and Film, Maya Bezaire with great distinction. From Dramatic Art, Sierra Farnham with distinction. From Liberal and Professional Studies with a concentration in aeronautics, Alicia Campbell with great distinction. From English and Creative Writing, Serafina Piacentin with distinction. From History, Daniel Wilson with distinction. From Philosophy, Michael Clayton with great distinction. From Political Science, Lauren Linfors Bruno with great distinction. From Sociology and Criminology, Isaac Grass with distinction. And from Visual Arts in the School for Creative Arts, Emma McGee with distinction.
Madam Chancellor, I now present the candidates from the Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. The following are candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Graduate Studies. Hareem Hadi Hassan. Aisha Mia Akram. Madam Chancellor, the following are candidates for master's degrees in the Faculty of Graduate Studies. Alana Lynn Acchioni. Mateo Antonio Valdivia. Natalia Joanna Kasprevich. Julie Win Hang. Maya Ann Jessup. Mackenzie Kathleen Jordan. Ruth Ann Amanda Barnes. Jenna Lynn Brignoli. Max Arden Susi. Mary Magdalene Horman. Connor Cosgrove. Pashal Odinaka Ibezim. Hashem Al-Damashki. Irteza Atik. Peter Bawa. Owen Rigelmo Marino Bortolon. Christian Leonardo Fordich. Jacqueline Alexandra Coolias. Jacob Mihailides. MD Janatul Ferdows Naim. Mohammed Abdullah Shibli. Mia Maria Tabet. Ali Reza Mohseni. Emma Caitlin Feliciano. Laura Daniela Gonzalez Mantilla. Sayeded Nico Kochek Koswari. Madam Chancellor, the following are candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Maya Danielle Bazaire, with distinction. Frank Robert Fountain. Jacobus Eric Johnson. Ashley Marissa John, with distinction. Timothy Gordon Maitland. Noah Miles Mastruzzi. Sean Robert Preston. Yu Fei Kin. Surya Sharda. Michael W. Zalewski. Monica Ashley Karch, with distinction. Sarah Jane Murphy, with distinction. Tia Maria Abughanam. Matea Antonina Ayudo. Stephanie Anton Leslie, with distinction. Malaka Asfari. Quinn Joseph Ashley. Estevan Asibo Dadzi. Ava Rain Atkinson, with distinction. Vivian Azuz. Savannah Kyra Borelli. Lauren Bernadette Citron, with distinction. Emma Marie Diet, with distinction. Alexandra Louise DeMuzio, with distinction. Israel Jesutito Fumi Famario. Isaac Samuel Nelson Grass, with distinction. Maya Habib. Erin Marie Hasty, with distinction. Farah Mahmoud Hatoum, with distinction. William He. Danielle Ann Innes Mahabir. Aaliyah Jocelyn Isabella G. Carolina Kogut. Tyler James Kunkel. Miriam Majid. Peyton Justice Shiuli Mosey, with distinction. Hussein Ali Nizam, with distinction. Shay McAvoy O'Neill. Michael Alexander Piccolo. Carlos H. Peña Castañeda III. Giovanni Paolo Pierinelli. Sarah Joy Dalgas Pilon. Dante Michael Resler, with distinction. Jared Michael Scott.
What a stud!
Nenwa Shamoon. Taylor Carol Jane Shaw. Joel Michael Stenning. Jaden Nicole Nyhoff. Tiana Ian Williams. Elizabeth Poupard. Alexander Julian Borick. Max Xinchang Jia. Peyton Antonia Antunes. Sue Lee. Aza Hashel Shurati, with distinction. Nicole Canzaneri, with distinction. Donovan. Alexandra Madison Kuharek. Mackenzie Taylor McManus. Allison Jane Caldwell Pratt, with distinction. Natasha Don Chapka. Livanessa Jaquez Bonilla, with distinction. Mackenzie Slater Sinclair. Gracie Morgan Williamson. Jaden Jonathan Ellis, with distinction. Adia Catherine McKenday. Madison H. Romberg. Justin Samai Sinkau. Mara Ilona Yela Rumley. Russell Vandenheed. Lillian Danusha Ann Moore. Jaden Wilcock. Danielle Bonifero, with distinction. Sydney Ann Elwood, with distinction. Alicia Veronica Hebert. Cameron Matthew Hilbert. Ayat Ibrahim. Martina Khalid Jaju. Edwin William Janice, with distinction. Gabriela Liliana Sadler, with distinction. Adriana Maria Oliveira Medeiros. Olivia Grace Cummings. Joel Christopher Dennison. Grace Louise Hamlin, with distinction. Noelle Mira Jacey. Serafina Rose Piazentine, with great distinction. Bethany Rachel Zondag, with distinction. Keegan James Dimitrovic. Anissa Aiello, with distinction. Mackenzie Shea Cassidy, with distinction. Adam Scott Greenwood. Eric James Toffelmeyer. Daniel W. Wilson, with distinction. Logan Christopher DeRoche. Nathan Hunter Tremblay. Gabrielle Marie Dewey. Aiden Riley George Lane. Alexis Lacey Martineau, with distinction. Emily Grace Newman, with distinction. Natasha Christine Sadler, with distinction. Sarah Zahwe, with distinction. Shahed Al-Ibrahimi, with distinction. Salsabil Abdul Al-Shamari, with distinction. Jolene Ruby Horn, with distinction. Pierce Andrew Lamont, with distinction. Ansika Teresa Quimby, with distinction. Michael Alexander Slusarchek. Lorelei Sullivan. Hanan Zahra, with distinction. Chelsea Gabrielle Doherty, with distinction.
Maya Dama, with distinction.
Anne Frazier. George Yamin. Alicia Rose Campbell, with great distinction. Paige Alexandra Wakelin, with distinction. Maria Beatriz Paternina Gutierrez. John Alexander Cano. Michael Clayton, with great distinction. Mina Ballo. Mackenzie Burrows. Jessica J. Duncan. Devanjot Singh Gill. Hadi Salah. Ian Fraser Sutcliffe, with distinction. Lauren Faith Marie Lindforce Bruno, with great distinction. Jillian Grace Goyo. Nathan Johnson, with distinction. Tanya Rosingal. Madison Elizabeth Troquer. Lynette Walker. Daria Lynn Eiton. Akos Richard Balint. Owen Alexander Betteridge. Nicholas Thomas Day. Maggie Alicia Denise, with distinction. Emma Elizabeth Dunn. Serena Italiano. Liam Carl Lovett. Elspeth McKay, with distinction. Lily Tang Eek. Cassandra Martina Adele Wade. Millicent Madeline Zuze. Alessandro Santo Gaetano Berardi. Anya Juric. Ava Zaitun. Brooke Hillman. Sonia Isosa Omorogeva. Alessa Enza Bernard. Yanni Prifty. Isabel Adria Zubik. Christopher Andrew Budden. Hannah Lang Bergeman. Emily Rose Jarosowitz. Aprim Mersey. Tristan Sky Carol Ann Martin. Megan Santos Pedro. Benet Niall Saint-Just. Emma Marie Jean Ashton. Daniela Rita Babona Pilipos. Ali Saeed Bazi. Zenaya Nichelle Campbell Charles. Natalie Ann Elizabeth Lampman. Floretti Sabina Etienne. Zainab Ali. Adeshope Esther Wuraola Bukola. Christina Rose Apollonio. Zainab Dabaja. Spencer Philip Jurij. Laviv Faith Hall. Bethany Marilyn Leal Ayub. Morgan Olivia Maxey. Ayomide Oladayo Olayuri. Jessica Botros. Chloe Rose Renke. Justin William Randolph Sinisak. Joanna Evelyn Forsyth Hallett. Brielle Amore Ritter. Athena Diane Woldemichael, with distinction. Madison Aroka Bache Yoker. Jaira Marie Castro Guanco. Isabel Rajan Amel. Joshua Richard Parent. Peter Roy Ryan. Abdullah Abdul Samad Hashmi.
Exactly.
Kaneen Kasim Fells. Emily Gahima. Sukhpreet Singh Grewal. Nolis Josue Nemi Kianza. Taylor Lee Lua Nugent. Ikenna Christian Waigui. Chen Yuan Yi Chu, with distinction. Oluwasegun Funmi Waweosoluwa Akin Akinbulomu. Albert Lowell Marcellus Beam. Matthew R. Ferrari. Sadir Tan, with distinction. Hajar Al-Noor. Emily Betterly. Mallory Kira Dickinson. Megan Elwood. Heymanveer Singh Hansra. Jillian Elizabeth Lavin. Kirthana Paneer Selvam. Nathan Pota. Safa Salem. Victoria Brianna Webb. Kathy L. Gulko. Angelina Emma Korinsik, with distinction. Sarah Lillian Ludberg. Tanvi Mehul Patel. Selena Marie Rustico. Kimberly Tay, with distinction. Jumana Zakaria, with distinction. Saki Wu. Nicole Alexandria Van Royen, with distinction. Michaela Jane Ashenden. Lillian Daria Batista. Sequoia Mary Sarah Cooper. Alexa Demoulas, with distinction. Sierra Lee Farnham, with distinction. Natasha Leona Fishman, with distinction. Perla Alejandra Lehman. Bianca Gabriela Daher, with distinction. Sydney Lee Eleanor Garrett. Yvonne Mary Gascon, with distinction. Kyle Kevin Jones, with distinction. Emma McGee, with distinction. Adrián Zarin Fidalgo Hermes. Alexandria Pedri, with distinction. Karina Lindsay Scott, with distinction. Teddy Ursu. Brenna Johnstone, with distinction. Krishali Kumar, with great distinction. Clara Joelle St. Pierre. Sophie Ann Dennison, with great distinction. Sydney Lila Youssef, with great distinction. Micah Nok Nguyen, with distinction. Stephanie Irene Adams, with great distinction. Jamie R. Brown-Hart, with distinction.
Nora Wood.
Hallie Cecilia Stewin. Darren Lucas Bruno Toomer. Julianne Lianu DeVito, with distinction. Michael Tadessa Tashome.
Madam Chancellor, we would ask you to confer on the foregoing candidates and also upon those candidates whose names have been approved by the Senate and who are unable to be present, the degrees, certificates, and diplomas to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the Province of Ontario, and in accordance with the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Windsor, I confer upon these candidates the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which they are entitled. Congratulations. I now invite Danielle Stubing from the Alumni Association Board of Directors to the podium.
Madam Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, the University of Windsor Alumni Association offers its sincerest congratulations to you, the spring 2024 graduates. After years of hard work, you have earned your University of Windsor degree. It is an honor to share this special moment with you. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we applaud you for reaching this important milestone. You have now joined a proud, strong, worldwide network of over 160,000 University of Windsor alumni. You represent all that is great about the University of Windsor. Each of you is now a lifelong U Windsor ambassador. So what does this mean? It may mean different things to each of you at different times in your life. It may mean volunteering on an alumni committee, attending an alumni event, donning blue and gold and cheering on the Lancers at a football game, or simply sharing your positive U Windsor experiences with your friends, family, and colleagues. We encourage you to keep in touch with us and share all of the amazing things that we know you'll do in your career and your lives. You have received your special alumni pin when you cross the stage today. Wear your pin with pride, as this is a symbol that you are officially a University of Windsor graduate. And don't forget to purchase your diploma frame at the alumni table in the marketplace today. We cannot wait to share in your many successes in the years to come. Congratulations again, and welcome to the University of Windsor alumni family.
I now call upon our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Robert Gording, to bring closing remarks.
Thank you once again for attending the University of Windsor's 121st Convocation ceremony. So as the formal program comes to a close, we ask that you please remain in your seats until the procession of graduates has exited. So for one last time, congratulations to all of our graduates. You deserve it. Well done.
I now declare the 121st Convocation of the University of Windsor closed.
Only 9 more to go.
So 6:30 we start.